Those who do nothing are inviting shame as well as violence. Those who act boldly are recognizing right as well as reality.
Hey guys, what's going on? Back with a video. If you saw my last video, I'm going to start a series of tabletops and further reviews on some pretty inexpensive things that I think may or may not be worth the money, but we'll find out after use and carry. Things from Home Depot. The first thing I'm going to tabletop out of the set of the things that I bought is this this double pack of Husky Multitools. Comes guaranteed forever. Anything happens to this thing, it breaks or fails you in any way, you bring it back, they'll replace it for free. It is a 2-pack multi-tool set. Pretty basic. I have bought Husky tools in the past and have been very happy with them. There's some that I've had for over 4. No, actually, the one tool I have for my car, I've had for probably just under 6 years, and I use it a lot. I keep a couple of their tools in my car, and I use them pretty often, and they've held up. Not a failure. Not a dent, anything. So I've been pretty happy with Home Depot's line of Husky products. So I didn't need another multi-tool. I'm very happy with the Leatherman that I have. I've had it for a few years, and I haven't even upgraded because I don't have a need for it. I like what I have. I don't have a whole lot of money to spend on a newer version, and like I said, there's just no need. The one I have is fantastic, and I love it. And so I wasn't really in the market for one. I was in the store and I saw this. It caught my attention at first, mostly because like I was saying in the last video, a buddy of mine, we go to the gun range or we're out doing stuff, and he'll ask to borrow mine, and he doesn't have one of his own, and it's because in his life it doesn't come up that often. Plus, most of the time when he needs it, I have mine with me. And also the fact that, a really good one will run you a nice piece of cash. And, not everybody feels like that's a priority, essentially. They have other things that they want to spend their money on, and that's fine. So I thought I'd do something nice and stop and see how much they were, and I noticed the price. And I did a double take, and I had a double check, and sure enough, the price was accurate. That was the price, and I was floored. I could not believe it. This double pack was only $5. $5 even. Let's see. Where is it? Here it is. Here. There it is. 2-pack multi, $5. So at that price, even if it's a piece of shit, I'm not out any real money. And if it works, I just came off with the deal of a lifetime. So let's get this thing out the package. I already cut it. Let's get it out the package, take a closer look, and see what we're working with here for $5. Well, technically $2.50. As you can see, it's a multi-tool with the pliers. If some of you guys don't know, not all multi-tools have pliers. Some have scissors. Some, they come with different things as the main working tool. It does fold up. It's a little wide. Let me see if I can find a tape measure. Here we go. And length in the closed position is, I don't know if you can see that, 3.5 inches. The width at its widest part seems to be, yep, 1.75 inches. So not amazingly wide, but wider than some multi-tools. Let's check the weight, because I know some of you guys care about weight. Let's tear it. Okay. It's exactly 6 3/4 ounces. So not amazingly heavy. I mean, you have some folders that are 4.5 ounces, 5 ounces. So it's not, you know, too heavy. It has some weight, has some heft to it. It is heavily skeletonized, as you can see. I'm sure it's not purely decorative. I'm sure it is to cut back on some weight, but it does look nice, I have to say. It doesn't feel like real high quality, but like I said, $2.50, $5 for both of them. But it definitely feels like, if you know, you don't beat the hell out of it, you know, you take care of your tools, they take care of you. You don't beat the hell out of it, leave it in the rain and drop it and throw it and bang it. I think shit, even if it lasts you 6 months to a year for the price, it's beautiful. If it lasts you a month for the price, it's beautiful. See, it's pretty well balanced. It's, you know, meaning that for me, that would mean that the handles are the same length. They line up this way. Let's get her open and check her out here. The pliers, now I'm not a big fan of this, and for the one I'm going to keep for myself, I might yank that out. But you see that little spring? They're, even on the higher end ones, they're known to break and just pop out anyway. So I might just get that out of there. But it is spring assisted pliers. See? Spring is pretty good. Usually you can hear some creaking in those really cheap springs. Nothing at all. It does have that needle nose. Here, let's do it. There you go. The needle nose pliers, as well as a wider wrench section here. And it does have wire cutters there at the bottom. On this side, let's start pulling some of these out and see what we got here. Now, the one thing I can see I already have an issue with is this first section here. It does have a finger notch on this hand scale right here, but there's no nail notch to grab this, so it's kind of not hard, but it would just make sense, like a folder. You know, it has that little thumb notch to pull it up, but you know, I mean, nail notch, but you know, no big deal. It's got a double row tooth saw. I don't know if that's picking it up, but yeah, see, double row tooth saw. Fairly sharp. I don't know how good it would be, but definitely sharp. Next to it, we have another implement that's very hard to get out. Yeah, if you don't have nails, this is going to be a bitch to get out. Little flathead right there, small flathead screwdriver. What's next here? See, some of these you gotta pull the one out before it to get to it. That's definitely an issue. Even with this nail notch, this one is near impossible to pull out. There we go. You got your bottle can opener there. Little bottle opener with another small flathead screwdriver at the end there. The one at the end, actually, see, the one on this side actually has a nail notch. Why doesn't the saw? I don't know. This one is a larger flathead screwdriver. The components actually feel pretty good, you know. There's not a whole lot of movement or wiggle in them, and they definitely feel as solid and well made as an individual piece as even my Leatherman. Okay, now we flip it to the other side. This one also has a a nail notch. We have a little file, nothing special on that side with that scraper hook that most files come with. Next to that, we have a small Phillips screwdriver. Next to that, we have a very, very tiny blade here. Not very sharp at all. I know that a lot of these Swiss Army knives and multi-tools come with kind of like an apple corer awl type of thing, so that might be what this is, because this is not very sharp at all. Not at all. And then next to that, we have our knife blade. So now that one's a little bit sharper. Let me grab the old sheet of paper, test this out and see how sharp this is. And all of these, when you do open them fully like that, like most multi-tools, you can close it back up with this with your tool extended, whatever tool you choose, and it's still workable. So let's, yeah, it's not a good edge, but the fact that, yeah, see, it's starting to tear there. Yeah, never mind. I was gonna say not a good. Well, see, there you go. I mean, it's really not a good edge, but if it can do that much, that means, that tells me it's an edge I can work with. It's probably a 420 steel. Seems like a softer steel. This is something I can throw on a stone or something and clean up real quick and get a better edge on it if I thought I needed it, you know. And it never hurts to have a nice little backup blade, you know, something if you just need to cut something really quick. It doesn't hurt to be able to pull out a backup blade and just see that was a nice clean cut. I mean, it's got potential. You can clean that edge up. You know, think about just opening letters or opening packages, or just, you know, opening the tape on a box, and that's clean right there. You know, that's not bad. But, you know, most of us carry, you know, a main knife or a couple of different knives, so it's not that bad. Another hit I would give it is on my Leatherman. When I open up a tool, it locks into place. It's actually a lock back, and I have to push it down. And I'm spoiled with that. You know, these tools, they don't lock up like this blade. It's not side to side, but there is forward movement because it doesn't lock up. And I think that's where you'd be, especially with like the saw and the knife, you'd be smart not to work it like this, because if this comes down, I don't know, yeah, it's gonna cut you. It's gonna get you good. So I think that's when you definitely close it up, and this way, if it comes down, it's gonna hit that, you know. There's no lockup, not even a like a slip joint type of lockup. So that's a hit on my part. But yeah, like I said, without actually reviewing it and using it and running it through its courses. And look, I know for a fact I spent $2.50 on this, and I don't expect the world from it. If I can get some use out of it, great. I think you have to keep your expectations within reason. And my expectations are that this is not going to be a fantastic tool. I realize what I gave for it. I realize that it's Chinese made. I realize I spent $2.50 on one, and I realize that at some point it's probably going to fail me. I'm not depending my life on this. I'm not replacing my Leatherman with this. I'm just simply saying it was a great deal. I'm here to make videos, so let's review some stuff. Let's check it out. It can't hurt. So yeah, I mean, if you're just looking for something for the car, or something for your wife who doesn't really use it that much, or ladies who have the husband that's not so much into what we're into, that really won't use it that much but bugs you once in a while for yours, get them something like this. It can't hurt. Like I said, it's not going to replace my Leatherman. I might not even keep this one. The other one, like I said, is going to my buddy. This one I might give to somebody else. I don't need it. But for $2.50, it was worth picking it up, checking it out, giving it a try, and getting back to you guys and letting you know, hey, this is fantastic. Or, hey, it's a piece of shit. Stay away from it. I mean, you guys know me. And I'm going to be honest, and I'm going to shoot straight from the hip. And no, I don't owe anybody anything. But I shop on the cheap for the best stuff I can find. And if this is not it, you will know. But there's people out there that watch my channel and just don't have the money. And I'm not going to throw up, the Leathermans and the Benchmades and, the Colts. And then there's nothing wrong with that. Because believe me, if I could afford all those things, I would have those things. But I can't. And I know there's guys out there that can't either. And I'm just trying to say, hey, let's see what's out there that we can afford. And if it's good enough to keep around, then we'll keep it around. So, yeah, guys, that's my little tabletop. I'll run it through its paces and get back to you guys and let you know. But that's my tabletop of the Husky 2-pack multi-tool. They're completely identical. No need to pull out the other one and show you. But this is my little tabletop. I'll run it through its paces. I'll get my other one to my buddy. He'll run it through the paces. And if something comes up, it'll definitely go in a review video that I'll do to follow up on this one. And I want to make sure I give this enough time. So don't expect it in a week, 2 weeks. I mean, if it blows up and falls apart in 2 days, then you'll get a full review on it. If not, then when I feel it's served its purpose or completely fell apart, either one, I will come back and let you guys know. So guys, thanks for watching, and stay tuned because there's lots more to come. I appreciate your time today, guys. All right, have a good one.